Hey guys, it's Kiara. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my time management tips with you guys. As you guys know, I am a freshman at Grand Canyon University, and I also obviously do YouTube, and I actually also have a part-time job. So, a part-time job that's not YouTube. So there's school, YouTube, work. So it takes a lot for me to go through every week, and I think I'm pretty good with managing my time sometimes. So I just thought that I'd share some tips with you guys. So if you need some tips on how to manage your time in college or high school, because this could work for high school too, then keep on watching. Okay, so I basically wrote everything down in this little notebook of mine, and I'm just gonna go down. I have about 4 bullet points that I want to share with you guys, and hopefully they are helpful to you. So my number one kind of tip is to have a planner. So if you watch my channel, you know that I am all about planners, I'm all about stationery and everything like that. So if you watch any of my other videos, you know that this is my planner. I have the Erin Condren horizontal planner. This is a website you can get it. I can link it down below for you guys if you want to get it. It is kind of pricey. So that's one thing to consider when getting this, but it's all customizable. This is customizable and this is customizable. But yeah, so this is literally my life. If you want to see how I plan in this planner, I'll also leave that video down below or put it in like the iCard or whatever. But yeah, so this is the planner that I use, and how I kind of use my planner is I write all my assignments, all my quizzes, all my exams, everything, essays. I write everything down in here at the beginning of the semester when we don't really usually at universities you get the syllabus and you can fill out, whereas we have like a system kind of like Blackboard, but it's called LoudCloud, where it's all online and our professors write everything on there. So we can just go on there and look on our planner, and it tells you everything that you have and when it's due. So at the beginning of the semester, I went on there and I wrote everything in the monthly part of the calendar. So in this part of the calendar, I just went in, you can't really see that, but I just went in and wrote all my assignments every single day that it was due, and made sure that I had it there so I would know when everything is due. Another thing that you can do within your planner is write out your whole work schedule as far in advance as you know. So I know my schedule for like forever unless I request a day off or something, just because I have the same set schedule for every single day, especially with work, because I do have class and I do have work, so I can only work when I don't have class. So what I like to do is I like to write my class times down every single day. I know it's repetitive, but it honestly really helps. And then I write the time at which I have work, so that really shows me the times of where I can study or where I can do laundry, clean the bathroom, edit YouTube videos, or anything like that. So if I know I have class from 7 o'clock to 8:10 and then my next class isn't until 9:50, I know I have about an hour to 2 hours to do whatever I need to do before my next class. So I could watch Netflix if I want to, I could finish writing an essay or whatever that is. But being able to know when you have free time and when you need to do something is really key when trying to manage how much time you have and how much things you really need to do. And another thing is, if you don't like paper planners and you really don't want to go out and buy a planner if you don't have one, I highly recommend Google Calendar. It's really easy to do. I put all my classes in Google Calendar just because it was fun. But I don't really use it that much, but it's really nice. You can color code, and you don't have to like put in every single individual day. You could easily put in like English class 7 to 8:10, and you can put it to be only Mondays for X amount of time. So that's really nice if you want to use that. And then also Apple has their calendar on their phone if you want to use that too. So my next little tip is to realize what your priorities are. So on a particular day, like say a Monday, what do you have to do that day? So you know you have class, you know you might have work, you know you might have to go to a meeting with your counselor or whatever. Just make sure you know what you need to do that day. If you have an assignment that's due, make sure that that's your priority. If you have a quiz, make sure you're studying for that quiz. If you really need to catch up on some sleep, then do that. If you do YouTube and you need to edit a video, then do that. Make sure you know what your priority is. And one thing that I like to do in my planner is to write my priority for the day really big so that it stands out to me, and then whatever else I need to do that day, I kind of write it a little smaller. Well, not smaller, but like normal handwriting around it, just so I know, okay, I can see that I really need to edit a video, because that's what takes up majority of the box in my planner. So basically, knowing what your priorities are for that day or even that week is really key when just trying to manage your time and staying organized. Another tip that I have is to know how much time things take. So this kind of goes back to writing out your work schedule and writing out your class schedule, so you can know how long your classes are, how long you're going to be at work, and just how long things take, so you know how much time at the end of the day that you have to study or to clean your room or to go to the gym or do anything else that you want to do that day or that you really need to do. Because when you know how much time you have in the day, it really helps to, one, not overbook yourself, and two, just be able to make time for what you really need to do. Because if you really don't know what you need to do throughout the day and you're just writing this long to-do list of things that you need to do, but you work like 8 hours out of the day, then it's not going to get done, honestly. So it's just really nice to be able to know what you need to do and how long it's going to take you to do that. Especially because if you have a 10-page essay to write and you think you're going to do that after working a 12-hour shift, then I mean, it could happen, but I mean, I'd rather not do that paper on that day. So being able to schedule out your time and to be like, okay, so I had a 12-hour shift on Monday, but I don't have anything to do on Tuesday, so you can spend your whole day on Tuesday writing that 10-page essay, because it would just be better for up here and just better for just you overall. And lastly, this tip kind of goes with the other ones, is figure out when you need to do things. So basically, you need to figure out when you can do things and when you have time and when is the right time. So if you have a lot of time between classes, I recommend to use that time to work on assignments from the class you went to, or work on assignments for the class that you're about to go to, because then after you're done with classes for the day, you're done. Like, you really don't have any assignments for those classes to do, and it really helps at the end of the day to be able to relax. Another thing is that I recommend doing things earlier in the day rather than later, because once the sun is down, you're just not as motivated to do things, and it gets harder and harder as the night goes on to work on assignments, do essays, and study. Especially like if you're studying in your room and your roommate's asleep, then you're like, okay, I want to go to sleep too. So it's just really hard to study at the end of the night. I think I'd rather study earlier in the day or do homework or whatever earlier in the day, but that's not saying that I don't stay up late doing stuff sometimes. I've never pulled an all-nighter or anything. I just personally don't think that pulling all-nighters or staying up till 3 a.m. is smart, because between the times of like 12 or 1 to like 4 a.m. you're not gonna retain any of that knowledge that you were studying. Or if you're writing an essay, your essay is not gonna make sense. Like, your essay, if somebody were to read it out loud to you, it's going to sound like you wrote it at 4 a.m. It's not going to sound like the college level that you are. That didn't make sense. It's not going to sound like you wrote it at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's not going to sound great. So I recommend doing things earlier in the day. Obviously, if you have to do things at night, then you have to. But if you have the chance to do assignments or essays during the day, I highly recommend you do that, because it's just so much better to be able to come back to your room and relax at the end of the day. Alright, so those are all the tips that I have for you guys today. I really hope that this video was helpful. I'm sorry if it was all over the place. That's just really like how my brain works sometimes. I wrote it down, but then I just like to ramble sometimes. But I hope these tips helped you guys. If you guys have any more tips, I would gladly appreciate them, because I still struggle with time management. I'm not a perfect time manager person. I tend to procrastinate and stuff like that. So if you have any tips, leave them down below for me to read, and also for other people who watch this video to read also. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and follow all my social media, which will be listed on the screen and also down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.